Okay, yeah, these are my two little girls. Don't be taken in by their cuteness. They're quite evil. Their favourite things are having meltdowns in supermarkets. I'm making fun of my receding hairline. I just wanted to kick things off really by taking a look at the definition of feminism. So according to Google, it's the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of the equality of the sexes. And I think for me, it's just about wanting to live in an equal society. And I don't think we're quite there yet. So apparently, gendered listening starts from the age of 4. So my little girl, she's already 5. She's had a year of living in the world and learning how men and women kind of treat each other differently, and usually to the detriment of women. One good example of this was a few years ago. I was crossing the road with my little girl, and I said, wait for the green man. And she was like, well, why isn't it the green woman? And it really kind of hit home and made me realize how, like, in tons of little ways, everything's kind of weighted towards men. Anyway, my little girls really enjoy Disney princesses, and initially I was kind of like a bit uncomfortable, like it's a bit girly, it's a bit cliched, but I soon realized why they like this kind of stuff. They're strong, they're cool, they're exciting, female characters basically. And together they're teaching me about all this kind of cool media that we can enjoy together, such as My Little Pony Equestria Girls. It's a really cool kind of crossover world where the ponies become human girls, they form a band and they have special powers and they defeat dragons. And it's on Netflix, it's called Rainbow Rocks, I actually recommend it. But they like girl stuff too, like, Spider-Man and that kind of stuff. But it all feels a little bit like segregated still, it's like girl stuff and boy stuff everywhere. But slowly, like mega corporations like Disney and Marvel are beginning to take risks, and they seem to be paying off. Like, for example, apparently the next Iron Man installment is going to be starring Iron Man is going to be a 15-year-old black girl, and it just sounds like a really exciting, interesting thing that I want to watch with my girls. Other stuff that seems to be happening slowly is Star Wars has been dragged into the 21st century. Obviously, Princess Leia was kind of cool in the initial films, but she was also tied up by Jabba the Hutt as like a sex slave, so it's not the kind of stuff I want my little girls to be watching necessarily. But then in the later films, Princess Leia is a general, and the main lead character is Rey, and she's a cool girl, and shock horror, it was a success. We've got the Rogue One film coming up as well, and it stars another woman, and apparently this is a real YouTube comment. I'm not sexist, but Star Wars is about men fighting men to save the universe. If women can do the same as men, what's the point? I won't be seeing this, I'll be watching anime. And this is just kind of typical of the trolling that blokes seem to do online. Ghostbusters was kind of under attack by trolls as well, but if you just look at this image, it really sums up kind of the positive message that kind of new gender roles can bring, and I just look at the faces on those little girls, and it just makes me really happy. The Olympics, another example of men doing lots of embarrassing things, such as John Inverdale. He was chatting to Andy Murray and said congratulations on being the first person to win 2 tennis golds. And then Andy Murray was like, what about Venus and Serena Williams? They got 4 each. And there was there's that really bad crash from the cyclist, kind of happened early on in the Olympics. And she tweeted about her recovery. And this guy came along on Twitter saying, first lesson in bicycling, keep your bike steady, whether fast or slow. Like first-class mansplaining, it's like a really bad thing that guys do. Another really bad thing that men do is manspreading. So guys, have a look down now at your legs. If you're manspreading, just take up the amount of space that you have in front of you. You're not that big. So, yeah, basically, if you're like me and you want to kind of maybe learn about what some women face, I recommend following Man Who Has It All on Twitter. It's a parody account that kind of takes trashy headlines and turns it around and aims it at men. And this is an example headline coming up in a second. Men, is having it all really possible? Kids, relationship, beach hair, imaginative picnic ideas, and a pH-balanced intimate area. It's just kind of preposterous, really, I think, the pressure sometimes that media and marketing can put on some women. So I'm here today to show a bit of solidarity and make a stand and say, my name is Benjy and I'm a feminist. It's almost like... And it's okay to like pink, girly stuff sometimes. It doesn't make you weak or gay. Unless you want to be, it's okay. Just enjoy it. Thank you.